again, good evening, everyone. It is awesome to have you today in the class. I am your host for today, and I'll be teaching you something very powerful that is going to help you in your business, and it's going to help you as a member of eCooperative. I'm going to be teaching you about copywriting secrets, how to sell anything with words, and how to use this in any business that you are in. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is that if you're in any kind of business, you need customers. And for you to be able to get customers, you need to know how to sell. Every business expert have agreed that learning how to sell is one of the most important skills you can ever learn. It is a skill for business, it's a skill for life. It's a life skill that can be applied in every part of your endeavor with human beings. So you're going to discover how to sell with social media. I'm going to teach you how to sell offline with words. And you'll be able to apply this practically. So before I start, just in case you don't know who I am, let me give a very brief introduction of myself. My name is MK Akan. I am a direct response copywriter, and I've been in this business for 10 years. And I am the founder of one of the biggest copywriting groups in Nigeria. And I have created and sold hundreds of digital products using my copywriting skill. And that is the name of my group on Facebook. We have over 28,000 members. And people come there to learn how to write, learn how to sell with words. And in today's class, it's going to be very sharp. I'm going to teach you two things. I'm going to teach you a technique for selling. And I'm going to also use some show practically how you can apply this technique for selling. Copywriting is a very wide skill. It is not something you can learn in one night. It's not something you can learn in 1 hour. But I'm going to try my best to give you the shortest cuts that you can get, and you can apply it immediately for anything at all. So that is the summary of all you'll be learning today. And don't forget that everything you're going to learn and other trainings you're going to learn, materials are found in the eCooperative Africa website. If you're a member, you'll be able to have access to those trainings and new trainings that are added to that platform. So if you are new or you're not a member of eCooperative, please endeavor to register. If you're a member, endeavor to upgrade, and you can bring people in to join you to enjoy all the goodies that is shared in eCooperative Africa. So let me go straight to how to sell. So first of all, let me talk about copywriting. What is copywriting? Because it is not a new term, but around Nigeria and some parts of Africa, copywriting seems to be a new terminology, but it's actually not a new terminology. It simply means the ability to sell with written, spoken, or words in a video. It is like a script that you write to be able to get people to take an action. That action can be to sell something, to vote for you, to join an email list, to click, to call you. Any action you want people to take. With the skill of copywriting, you can write it and get people to take action. When you go to a website and you see a long article that is inviting you to buy something, when you open your email and you see someone trying to sell you something, when you go to Facebook and you see an advert, all of those things are the handwork or the handiwork or are the products of copywriting. When you understand how to apply this skill, you're going to use it to sell, whether online, offline, whether by email, whether by Facebook ads, all of those things. The difference between copywriting and the physical sales is this. A salesperson will need to be physically present or maybe on the phone talking to somebody in order to close the person. But the job of a copywriter is to create content that will close somebody automatically without having a physical person there. The difference between a salesperson and sales copy is that a A salesperson can sell to one person at a time. It can sell to maybe some people in a group. But a sales letter is a salesperson that never sleeps. A sales letter is a salesperson that is never tired. You write it once, you put it up on your website, and 1,000,000 people can read it at the same time. Unlike a salesperson that will need to be physically present, that can be tired and all of that. A sales letter is copy or sales copy written to be able to persuade people without the help of human interaction. So it's really important. It's really powerful. So I'm going to talk to you about the 3 most important things that you must consider if you want to sell to anybody. If you want to sell something, whether you want to write a post promoting your business on Facebook, whether you want to write it on your WhatsApp status, you need to understand 3 things that are very important. Very, very important things. Number 1, you have to understand your audience. Number 2, you need to have a good offer. Number 3, you have to write good content. So let's talk about some of those things, because these 3 components are very important. You can't just wake up and write something that will get people to buy if you don't understand what your audience is all about, if you don't understand what an offer is and how to create irresistible offers, and if you don't understand the principles of writing copy that will be able to get people. Now, copy or content or articles, whatever you want to call it, is what you write or what you say or the words you say or the video scripts that you create. All of those things are copy or content. These are the things you're going to produce to be able to persuade people to buy from you, to join your business, to join your team, to do anything you want them to do, right? So let's talk about the audience. You cannot sell somebody if you don't know who the person is. If you don't know what the person is passing through, if you don't know what the person wants, if you don't know the person's buying motivation, if you don't understand the person's desires, you cannot sell somebody if you don't know these things. And usually, before you can write copy, you do research. Research will help you to understand who you're selling to. If you want to sell a car to a young man, there are some things you will say that will make sense to him. If you're selling a car to an old man with a family, there are things you will say that will make sense to him. If you're selling a car to an old woman with children, there are things you can say to her. So you can sell the same thing, but you have to say different things because the target audience are motivated by different things, right? So I used to say, I have a training for network marketers. And when I train network marketers, I used to tell them a number of things. In your network marketing business, this is an example, there are like 6 target audiences. And you cannot say the same thing to each of these people. You have students. There are some things you say to students that will make sense to them. You have young men. There is a way you talk to them and market to them. You have young women, and you have married men, and you have married women. There are different audiences that will be motivated by different things. And you have VIPs. I see the mistake some people make. They want to go and promote something to a VIP, and they're talking about you're going to win cars, they're going to travel abroad. VIPs don't care about those things. They care about something else, right? They don't care about taking trips. They are used to taking trips. They have their own cars, so those things don't motivate them. So the point I'm trying to make is this: you need to understand your audience. What does your audience care about? What are they interested in? If you can understand your audience, you will know what to say, you will know what to write, and you will know what you will do to be able to get them to take action. Now, you have to also remember, even though I'm talking about written word, copywriting can be applied to spoken word. If you stand on stage and make a presentation, you need to know who are in the audience. You need to know the things that motivate them. You need to know what to say that will move them, right? So the same thing, if you are recording a video and you want to record that video maybe on YouTube, or you want to record it and use it as an advert, you need to also make sure what you're saying is properly written to work as sales copy. They'll be able to reach out to the person you're talking to and get them to take action on whatever you are selling. All right. So the audience is very important. And the only way you can know your audience is to do some research. You ask some questions, you find out what they are passing through, you find out what they want, you find out what they're worried about. All of that will help you to be able to think of the thing to say that will get them to take action. All right, so that's very important. The next thing you need to think about is your offer. Your offer simply means what you're selling, all right? what you're selling. And for you to be able to get people to take action, for you to make somebody pull out money to do something, you need to come up with an irresistible offer. So if an offer is what you sell, an irresistible offer is something that you sell that is very compelling, that people will look at it and say, wow, I need to buy this thing now. When you sell something, when you put your products or your service together, package it together in such a way that it is irresistible, that somebody might have to go and borrow money to buy, that is when you are creating an irresistible offer. One of the best definitions of an irresistible offer is when you sell something that is so good that your target audience thinks you are cheating yourself for selling that stuff to them. When your offer is so good that your target audience or your buyer feels pity for you, that this person is cheating his or herself, that is when you have an irresistible offer. And when you have an irresistible offer, it is very easy to sell. Okay, it is very easy to sell. So how do you create an irresistible offer? You have to think about bonuses. What can you give people for free alongside whatever you're selling? You have to think about money back guarantees. Can you tell somebody, buy this product, use it, if you use it for 2 months and it has a problem, you can come back and I'll change it for you or give you a refund? Can you say that to your customer? That is making a compelling, irresistible offer. So there are different things you can add to make your offer irresistible. You can have bonuses that you can add. You can have money back guarantees. You can have refund guarantees. You can have bonuses. You can have discounts, right? And then you can get them to pay in installments. All of these are different things you can do to your offer to be able to make it irresistible. Before you try to sell anything, make sure you are thought about the offer you're going to make. Okay, like I mentioned before, it starts with the audience. Know who your audience are. Second thing is your offer. Is your offer good enough? Just take, for example, I was talking about an offer from my audience today, and I said it is very commonsensical. If you had somebody selling you a shoe, or two people selling shoes on the same streets, and one of them says, if you buy my shoe, there is no refund, all right? I'm not going to give you any refund for anything, even if the shoe goes bad after you carry it out of my shop. Then another person says, buy my shoe, use it for 1 week or 1 month. If you find any trouble, any problem with my shoe, you can bring it back. I'll change it for you. All right. Those are two people selling the same shoe, and one is making that offer. This other one is making that other offer. Who would you buy from if you were in my shoes? If you were the person in front of two of them, who would you buy from? I want to hear from you. Who would you buy from, the first person or the second person? Tell me in the charts, who would you buy from? Would you buy from someone that says, if you buy my shoe, there's no refund? If anything happens to the shoe, even if you carry it now and the thing has more issue, and the issue is not your fault, there's no refund. And someone else says, buy the shoe, I am very sure my shoe is high quality, use it for 1 month. If there is any issue that comes from the shoe that is not your fault, bring it back to the shop. I will change it for you. All right. Who would you buy from? Let me know in the chat. Would you buy from the first person or the second person? Now, if you were in my shoes, let me see if there's anybody responding. If you were in my shoes, I am very sure that you're going to buy. If you are like me, I am sure you're going to buy from the second person. All right. Is anybody giving me? Who would you buy from? All right. So a lot of people are saying, "I'll buy from the second person." Right. Exactly. Exactly. So if you as a customer will buy from the second person, what about your own customers? Why don't you use something like that in your business? All right. Why don't you use something like that in your business? If you as a customer will buy from the second person, why don't you do the same thing in your business so that your customers out there will buy from you? So that is an example of how you can make an irresistible offer. Just one thing. And I tell you the truth, if you have a business, if you only work on your offer, only thing you work on is your offer, you will sell more than everybody else, even physically on your street. If you people sell, if you have 10 people selling the same thing and you work on your offer, you start working on your offer, you start adding maybe a bonus, and maybe you add money back guarantee and all of those things, and you let people know this is how my business is, you will make more money than everybody else. All right. So just a simple example showing you exactly how your customers think and how you think as a customer. All right. So that is one thing you need to think about. Think about your business. What are you selling? Is there something you can give away as a bonus? Okay, maybe you're selling a shoe and the shoe is 10,000 naira. Let me use that shoe example. Why can't you give a socks that is 200 naira as a bonus and tell the people, if you buy my shoe, I will give you one socks as for free as bonus. And then if you use the shoe for 1 month, if you have any problem, bring it back, I'll change it for you. So you can keep adding different things to your offer. Anybody that hears about it will want to buy. Okay, so that is the part about offers. There's really so much you can learn about creating irresistible offers, but obviously I have to move. But I repeat again, if you sit down and think about what you're selling and you create an irresistible offer around whatever you're selling, you will be able to sell more than anybody else. Even if you don't know how to write, you'll be able to sell. If you go to Facebook and you're selling a dress and you say, this dress is 10,000 naira. If you buy this dress, you will get this one free. You will get this one free. And then you can, if you have any issue with the dress, I will adjust it. You can create that offer that is so sweet. You don't even need to be a good writer. Just create a good offer. People will come to buy from you. Okay, I cannot say that enough. Okay, your offer is more important than your content. I repeat, your offer. Making your offer irresistible is more important than writing the best content in the world. Okay, if your offer is good, people don't even bother whether you're making mistakes or your spelling is wrong. They will see the offer. This offer is so good, though, let me buy from this person. All right, so let me move on. Now, when you know who your target audience is, when you understand the power of creating irresistible offers, the next thing to think about is how do you present this offer to your target audience? How do you present this offer to your target audience? And that is where copy comes in. That is where you communicate. Copywriting is I usually define it as your copy. The job of your copy is to communicate the value of your irresistible offer to the right target audience. The job of your copy is just communication. How do you present this offer that you're making to the right person so that he or she can understand and take action to buy? Now, although our class is about copywriting, I'm telling you that copywriting is not as important as your offer, and it's not as important as your audience. Now, in the hierarchy, your audience is number one, because you cannot sell somebody what he doesn't want. So you have to know your audience and what they want to buy. The next thing is your irresistible offer. If you can make your offer irresistible, then your copy will do a very easy job of communicating that offer to the right audience. Okay? Let me give an example about what I mean. Now, if you're selling designer shirts for women, okay, let me use another example. If you're selling fascinators for women, all right, fascinators, you're selling fascinators for women, and you are going to a male hostel. Let's say you went to a university and you went to the male hostel to go and sell it. It doesn't matter the kind of English you speak. It doesn't matter how good your copy is. You are selling to the wrong audience. You will not make much sales. So if there is a disconnection between your copy, your offer, and your audience, you will not make sales. Now, even if you're saying the fascinator comes with 20 bonuses, and you're going to sell it to men who are single and not married, and men who are not interested in those things, you probably will not have a lot of sales because you are selling to the wrong audience. Okay, so your audience is very important. Understanding who your audience are and what they want is very important, right? So if you have your audience well, you can now create an offer that will make sense to that set of audience. And you now use your copy to communicate that offer to that audience. All right. So this is just the foundation of what I'll be talking about. I hope you understand. So let's talk about copy and copywriting. Now, there are so many things to learn about copywriting. Like I said, I've been 10 years in this space and I have learned a lot of things. I bought a lot of courses. I even coach people. But even with that, every day I'm still learning and improving my skill. The point I'm trying to make is this: you cannot learn copywriting in one day. You can't learn it in 3 months actually. But you can learn and improve and improve and improve and get better. So I want to show you the easiest way to communicate the value of your offer to your target audience. One way you can do it is the use of storytelling. Now, storytelling is not the only way to sell, and depending on who you're selling to, sometimes you don't need to use stories, but it is a technique that works. It's a technique that is good. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through a simple framework for telling stories and presenting your offer. Now, remember, storytelling is just a way to communicate the value of your offer to your audience. Okay. You can't just tell a story without having a good offer. And even if you tell a good story, but you tell it to the wrong audience, it will not work. Okay. So those three things must align: the audience, the offer, and the content or the copy. I'm just saying that storytelling is one technique for creating the copy or for communicating the value of your offer. Okay. Now, depending on what you're selling, the easiest story you can write is a testimony, or your testimony, or someone's testimony, or someone's testimonial. Now, if you have bought a product or if you have used the product and it gave you results, you can use your story to present that product to other people and you get them to buy. Okay. Story selling works, and it can work for any kind of product that you're selling. Okay. Another kind of story you can tell is a story about somebody who used the product and got results. And you can present that story in such a way that the person will be able, that the listener will be able to appreciate the value of what happened and be able to take action on what you're selling. So if you want to use a product or service, if you use the product or service and got results, use that story to sell. Or if someone else used the product or service and got results, use that story to sell. Okay. So how do you sell with your story? So let's talk about it. All right. So the story should be about how the product you selling solved the problem or gave you a result, and how you can help others get the same result. Now I have to repeat this: story selling is not the only way, and sometimes depending on what you're selling, you don't even need to tell stories. Okay. Depending on what you're selling, you don't need to tell stories. It is unfortunate that I can't teach everything, the different frameworks today. Okay. So I'll just start with story selling. Maybe in another class, I'll talk about another way you can sell using a very simple framework. All right. Story selling works, especially if you're selling something that people, maybe information products or something people don't really know so much about. Okay. That also works. So let me go ahead. So your story should have 4 parts. In fact, not just stories, your content, your copy. If you're selling something, if you're writing, if you're creating content to sell something, if you're saying something on audio, maybe you have a WhatsApp group where you teach people and want people to join your business, or you have a video presentation, or you're on stage trying to sell people to join your team, join your business, buy something. There are 4 parts you should have. You have a headline. Number 2, you should have the story or the content. Number 3, you should have the pivot or the connection. Okay. And the last one is the call to action. All right. The headline, the story or content, the pivot, which is going to connect one part of the story to what you're selling, and the call to action. The call to action can have your offer. Okay. So let me break it down a little bit further. Here's an example. Okay. So I want to. This is a product that I don't know. I just got the picture online, but I can see it's an eczema product that cures eczema problem. Okay, so I want to sell you this product by just telling you, by using the framework I just showed you: headline, story, pivot, call to action. I'm going to speak the story to you, but you can translate it to written content. I can also say what I'm saying in video while holding the product. So what I'm about to say to you is something I could have typed, or something I could say on stage holding the product. Doesn't matter. The whole point is I want you to see how I use this framework here: the headline, the story, the pivot, and the call to action to sell this product. Okay. So let me assume that I had eczema and I use this product and I want to sell it to you. This is what I would do. If I'm writing it, I'll write with the headline. Maybe I would say how I solved 5 years of eczema with a brand new product that I found online. That can be a headline telling you what they're going to get. All right. How I solved my 5-year troublesome eczema using a new product I found online. Okay. So that's the headline. The job of the headline is to grab the attention of the listener, is to grab the attention of the reader. All right. There are a lot of things you need to know about headlines, but the easiest kind of headline to write is how to do this. So I can also say how to cure eczema, no matter how to cure stubborn eczema, no matter what you have tried in the past. Okay, so that can be a headline. Or I can say how I cured eczema, my stubborn 5-year eczema using a brand new product I found online. That can work for any kind of product. So that is the headline. So I want to start with my story. I used to have very stubborn eczema. In fact, it used to be very embarrassing. It was so bad I could not wear long sleeves, because I could not wear short sleeves because the eczema used to be very embarrassing to me. And I have tried everything I could to solve this problem. I've gone to doctors, I've bought drugs, I've taken different kinds of medication. Anytime I hear there's a new product, I will go and buy it. And the eczema will act as if it's about to go, but after a week, it shows up again. It used to be very embarrassing. People would think that I'm dirty, so I couldn't go to the beach. I couldn't open my clothes when people were around me because it was too embarrassing. I used to be too careful about my body. All right. So I have lived with this problem for the last 5 years, and I've tried and tried and tried with no solution. So after a while, I just said, well, maybe this is how I'm going to live. So I just kept wearing long sleeve, and I should be very careful about opening my body. So one day while I was or browsing Facebook and just watching and reading what my friends posted on my timeline, I saw an advert about this new product that can solve my eczema problem. All right. So when I saw the advert, I was not so convinced because I've used so many products in the past. So, but I saw people in the comments who were saying this product solves this eczema problem, and I was encouraged to try it out. So I sent a message, I bought it, and I got the product 2 days later. Now, when I got the product, I opened it, I smelled it, it was smelling fine. So I decided to just rub it, and I slept off. I continued using it for 5 days. I didn't really check so much to see if there was any improvement because I wasn't too sure. But on the 5th day in the night, immediately I took my bath. I decided to just stand in front of the mirror and check myself. And wow, I was so shocked that it had started clearing off. I was so happy. But I knew that there were times I used products and it went a bit and came back. So I decided to keep using it and it kept going up. And after 2 weeks of using the product, I decided to keep checking if it's going to show back. And to God be the glory, the eczema just stopped and it never showed up again. And that is how this brand new product that is very affordable was able to cure me of eczema. And I'm so grateful that I found it. All right. So if you have eczema or if you're suffering from any kind of skin problem like I did, I'd like you to get access to this product. And if you buy this product, today, this is exactly what you will get. Number one, you're going to get this product. I usually sell it for 10,000, but I'm going to give you for 5,000. Number two, I have a free product for you that is called XXX. I usually sell that one for this price, but you're getting it for free. I have another product for you that is called whatever, and that one too is also free, right? So, and I'm giving you a money back guarantee. If you use this product for 1 month and you don't see any change in your eczema problem, all you have to do is take a picture of your before and after, all right? Send me the container of the cream with what you have left, and I want to refund the money for you. Simple and short, right? I am confident that you're going to get results. That is why I'm giving you that money back guarantee, okay? So if you want to buy this product right now, call this number on the screen or click this link and chat me up or pay money into this account and I will send it to you by courier, all right? Okay, so that's the end of my story and my selling. Okay, now if you listen to me, I did a lot of things there, so many things, all right? I gave a headline, I gave a story about my experience, and then my pivot was the point that I said, if you have so and so problem, then I listed my offer. Then I gave a call to action. The call to action is telling people what they should do. Now, it's very important that you always tell people what to do when you're selling. Don't assume people know what to do. If you're posting something on WhatsApp, on Facebook, tell them what to do. If you want them to pay in money, say so. If you want them to call you, say so. If you notice in my story, at the very bottom, I told people what to do. Now, it's always good to have at least one call to action. Depending on what you're selling, you can give people options, but one call to action must be there. You must have a call to action. Tell them if they should call you, if they should DM you, if they should pay money, however, okay? So that is an example of how you can sell using this simple framework, okay? This can work for a lot of products, information products, physical products, and like I mentioned, it is not the only kind of product, all right? It is not the only kind of product, the only kind of framework you can use for selling, but it's one of the simplest. There are many other ones. I'll be sharing that with you, maybe if you have another class tomorrow or next. So this is an example of how you can use my story framework, okay? So I'm going to use somebody in the crowd to write content or copy or story framework and get them to use it. But for now, I want to know if you have any questions so far concerning what I've taught you. Am I making any sense? Did you learn something? Do you have a question? Let me know in the chat and let me know if it's useful. Did you learn anything at all? Did I make any sense at all? Did you pick any point at all? Let me know in the chat box. And if you have any question, I would take some of your questions now. Do you have any questions? You can ask me now so that I can use, I'm going to pick one person in the crowd. You give me your product and I'll be able to live here, create content using my mouth. You can always go back and transcribe it the way you want and use it as written content or audio content or video content to sell any of your products or service. Okay, so is anybody here with a question? If you learned anything, please let me know. Somebody said, yes, you did. Somebody said value added. Thank you. Is there any other person that learned anything? Is there something you're going to apply to your business today from what you've learned from me? What are you going to apply today? Are you going to start making irresistible offers? Are you going to start telling stories? Tell me what you have learned. Okay, somebody is saying, is it the same way you sell a book? Okay, so Uche, yes, you can use this framework to sell a book. Like I said, it is not just, there are many ways you can sell something, but you can sell this with a book. Okay, Somebody said invincible offer. It's actually irresistible. Irresistible offer. Irresistible offer. Okay, somebody said I spent 5K for a few months for a course on copywriting. We have just summarized the whole month. Well, I have a very, very, very comprehensive training on copywriting. Is in my copywriting school. I spend like I have like very comprehensive, starting from the very beginning, so that you can learn. So if you're interested in that, you can also let me know. But let me answer this question by Uche that says, is it the same way you sell a book? Yes, you can use this framework to sell a book. Take, for example, you bought a book. Maybe it's a book on relationship. And then you read the book and you were able to apply something in the book and you got results. You can use your testimony or somebody's experience from the book to sell the book. So let me say you bought a book on relationship. Maybe you're a man, and somehow you got a book that taught you how to relate better with women, or how to make a woman love you. Okay, and you were able to read something in the book, and you tried it the next day, and you got results. You can tell that story and tell people, if you want to buy the book, here's where to get it, and you make your irresistible offer. So this framework can be used for anything. But like I mentioned, it is not the only framework. It is not the only way to sell. And there are other frameworks, but it is one of the easiest and straightforward way you can sell. It's not the only thing. And frankly speaking, there are times that you don't have to use this framework. There are times you use other framework, but it can be used for almost anything. I hope that makes sense, Uche. Benson says, okay, make irresistible offers, spread compelling stories. Awesome. Somebody says, how do you sell when you have not used or tested? Like I said, if you have not used or tested, use somebody else's experience. Somebody else has used the product and got results. You can tell the other person's story. So you can say there was a young man who had a problem with relating with women. He didn't have a girlfriend because he was terrible with women. And he bought this book and he read it and he used it and he got results. This is what he got. So if you want to get this book, this is where you get it. Okay. So even if you don't have your own, or you have no experience with the product, somebody else has an experience with the product. You can use the person's experience to tell the story. It doesn't need to be your own experience. All right. I hope that makes sense. It does not have to be your experience. Somebody else can have an experience and you can use that to sell. Okay, so I guess I'm going to stop here, and I want to get somebody here to give me a product that he or she, or a service he or she is selling, and then I'm going to do a live broadcast of your. I'll just write your sales copy. One thing, I'll just create a content or a script that you can use today, and you can start using it to sell your product or service. So if somebody is there who has a product or service, just come on the mic and talk to me. The first person, I will work on your copy for you.
This is Mr. Levinus, please.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Is anybody there?
Yes, can you hear me?
We don't really have so much time left, so if you are interested in getting me to create content live for you, you can speak up.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I will just need to move on. Okay, so
Yeah,
it seems that nobody is available for that.
Hello, can you hear?
So, can you hear me?
Let me tie this up. All right, so
you're not hearing. Somebody's on the microphone.
Can you hear me?
Okay, somebody has mentioned something. Uche says, can you use my book, How to Overcome Heartbreak in Relationship? Okay, that is a very good one. How to overcome heartbreak in relationship. So I'm going to guess that book is for women. I'm going to guess that book is for women. So here's what you can do. I'm going to give you a few tips, and then I'm going to create something. I'm just going to assume that I've used the book, and I'll tell you what to write, but I'm going to give you a few tips that can help you. See what you do. If you have sold the book to people already, okay, ask them for their experience with the book. If you've sold it to, for example, 10 women and they had issues with heartbreak, and your book was able to help them, reach out to them and tell them, you bought my book. How did you enjoy the book? How did it solve the problem? Let them tell you the story. They will be able to tell you, this is the heartbreak I got. This is what I got from the book. This is what I did. And this is how my life is. Now, using that story, you'll be able to create content for your product. Okay. Now, if you can do that for 10 people, you can have 10 different stories selling the same book. Okay. You can have 10 different stories selling the same book. Okay. So let me give you an example. Maybe there's somebody that bought your book. Maybe she's 25 years old and she was dating somebody for 2 years, and hopefully she was thinking that she was going to settle with the person, and she got a heartbreak and it affected her in so many ways. And then she bought your book, and now she was able to overcome the heartbreak and she was able to find love again. I want to make that just an assumption. It's not me, but somebody else that used that. But let me create the content for you that you can use. This is something you can use on social media and all of that. So I'm going to use only this one because we don't have so much time left. So the headline can be how a 25-year-old girl overcame a terrible heartbreak from reading a simple 20-page book. Okay, how a 25-year-old girl overcame a terrible heartbreak after reading a whatever number of pages book. Okay, that's the headline. Okay, so you can say, I'll assume the name of the person is Mary. Mary was so heartbroken, and in the year 2019, she was dating a guy for 2 years. It was a beautiful relationship. She was so in love, and in her mind, she just knew that he was the guy she was going to get married to. Then disaster struck. All of a sudden, her fiance or her boyfriend started acting funny. 2 weeks after that, he just sent her a text and said, our relationship is over. I'm not dating you anymore. She didn't know what she did. She was so heartbroken. She cried every night. She was so worried. In fact, it affected her studies. It affected her life, her health. So many times she was thinking of committing suicide because she was so in love and she was so heartbroken. She never thought that she could recover. She never thought that she could love again. And after that heartbreak, she stayed single for 3 years and could not really get over her lover, her ex, her fiance. And one day she saw a book titled How to Overcome Heartbreaks in Relationship. So she got the book, she bought the book, and she started reading the book just to see what she could find inside the book. And after a few weeks of reading the book, she was able to finally overcome the heartbreak, the pain. She learned so many secrets in the book that helped her to overcome her pain and heartbreak. And 1 month after that, she met a very handsome and loving guy, and she was able to love again. And right now, it's a beautiful relationship that is going to lead to marriage. And it was because she read the book titled How to Overcome Heartbreak in Relationship. All right. So if you are passing through any kind of relationship heartbreak, if you are yet to recover from a heartbreak that happened in the past, and you want to finally overcome it, you should read this book titled How to Overcome Heartbreaks in Relationship. Here's how you can buy the ebook or buy the book. This book is sold by so and so person, or you can get this book by paying this sum of money into this account number. And when you pay that money in, you're going to get 3 bonuses from me. Number 1, after reading the book, you can ask me questions for free. I'm going to respond to your questions and help you out. Number two, I'm going to add you to a special Facebook group where you can connect with other people, and you'll be able to get more answers to any questions that you can have. And lastly, if you buy this book, I'm going to give you a tiny 10-page ebook that says how to find love again, how to get the best man that will love you and treat you like a queen. All right. If you want to buy, click this link or pay into this account number, and that's it. Okay. So that's an example. I know I've said a lot of things, and you can go and write that down. Okay. There's something that I've done for you there. I've created an irresistible offer for you there. You can add a money back guarantee. If you buy this book and it does not satisfy you, does not help you overcome your heartbreak, you can ask for your money back and refund it. Okay. So you can have those bonuses and you can have that money back guarantee. All right. You do that for different people that have used the book, tell their stories and sell your product. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. Unfortunately, that's the only one I can take. All right. That's the only one I can take. Now, if you want to learn, all right, that's the only one I can take. Somebody says to share my screen. So if you want to learn more about how to write sales copy, I'm going to upload some of my products in the eCooperative shop. So go to ecooperative.shop. I'm going to upload some products there, products on copywriting, products on how to sell with social media, and you'll be able to get access to them this evening. So if you have not yet gone to the eCooperative shop, all right, like the company said, there are many different products and services that will be added as you become a member of the eCooperative, eCooperative Africa. So some of my products will be loaded there, so you can go there and order. I'm going to have products on copywriting. You're going to get details of all you will get there. You're going to get something on digital marketing for network marketers. So if you're a network marketer, you also have something that you can also buy. There are a few other products that will load up there this evening. So immediately after we are done with this class, I want you to go to the eCooperative shop and take a look at some of my products that you will find there. All right. So once again, I want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank you for participating. I want to thank you for making your time to be here. I want to tell you that if you are here, it means that you are a star. It means that you are serious about your progress. It takes a lot of discipline to sit for for an hour, for 30 minutes to learn something and to actually use it in your business. So once again, I want to thank you, and I know that you will shine. I know that you will excel, and keep pushing the eCooperative Africa, get people in, keep learning, keep attending the classes. You're going to learn so much. All right. I think I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'll be able to teach another framework that you can use for selling. I believe I'll be back tomorrow to teach another framework for selling. Okay. Don't forget to get access to my comprehensive copywriting training. If you want to get access to some other training that I'm going to post, go to ecooperative.shop. Okay, that is the website, and as a member, you'll be able to get access. You'll be able to buy or be able to get access to that. Okay, once again, thank you for being here. If you have any final words for me, let me know. A lot of people are saying thank you. I want to thank you also. Thank you for being here. Phil says thank you. Uche says thank you. Ngozi says share your screen. Sam says thanks for awesome. Sam says thank you. I want to thank you too. Happiness says thank you also. And I think that is all we have for today. Tomorrow, I'm sure I'll be back and I'll be teaching another way you can sell, another framework that you can use for selling. Don't forget, go to ecooperative.shop and you'll be able to have access to some of my trainings. Immediately I'm done with this class, I'm going to upload links to some of my trainings. You can go and order, you can use it, and you're going to learn so much and your business will blossom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, MK. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this class
Mr.
today.
George, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something. Can you hear me loud and clear? I'm actually on
Mr. George,
transit.
do you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something. Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Okay, so I guess I'm going to shut down now. Thank you so much. Beauty Dollar says thank you.
Can you hear me loud?
I don't know if I pronounce your name right. Says
Can you
thank
hear
you.
me loud?
But somebody says, can you help share the slides too? You're going to have access to this training is recorded, right? So you're going to have access to it as a member of eCooperative. You're going to have access to this training, okay? That is the reason why eCooperative is a game changer. You're going to learn and improve your skill. This training is recorded. After the training, you can go to the eCooperative YouTube channel, or even on our dashboard, you're going to get access to this training. Someone says he wants the slides. Someone says he wants the slides.
MK, can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Okay, so I think that can also be provided. I can make that available.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Okay, I can make that available in the Telegram channel of the eCooperative Africa. I think.
Hello, MK, can you hear me loud and clear?
Can be dropped there or in the dashboard, whatever the case. Once again, it is exactly 10 o'clock. Once again, thank you. I have to wrap it up tonight. See you tomorrow. Bring your friends and be available to learn something new to change your business.
Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you hear me loud and clear? Can you hear me loud and clear? All right. Can you hear me loud and clear? Hello?
Dr. George, I can hear you, but I don't think he hears you.
Okay, that's fantastic. All right, so I appreciate you guys for showing up. I'm actually driving. I went out of town, out of my locality, and I was making sure